Okay, welcome everybody on behalf of the Uruk Project Management team. We thank you for being here. We have quite a bit of registration, but as usual, not everybody will show up, which is fine. We're not going to wait any longer. We will start. The first part of the presentation, I will be more telling you a story. So it's a bit of a story because we basically where we came from and what got us to where we are. And then I will get to discuss a little bit on the platform, what exists, what we are working on in the near future, and what is the vision for the long term. So I'll try to do this more like story, so we can share and we can discuss. Interrupt me at any time. We'll also have plenty of time to answer question at the end. So let's make it as interactive as possible. For those, I think, I'm not sure if I know everybody here. For those who don't know me, my name is Munir Ajam. I am the founder and I guess the main partner in the Uruk Project Management Company, basically, which is an iteration of the company we used to have in Dubai. Actually, the name of the company is still the same as we used to be in Dubai. It's SUCAD. However, we are doing business as Uruk Project Management in order to avoid the confusion between two different brands, between the SUCAD brand and the Uruk brand. So our focus has been, and we are registered in the state of Texas as doing business as Uruk Project Management. So both SUCAD Corp and Uruk PM are legal name for us as a company. So what's the Uruk platform? I mean, obviously our focus today is the first of 3 webinar is on the Uruk platform, the knowledge foundation, how did we get started as a company, what exists, what's coming, and the future. So with that, let's keep going. And I start with the knowledge foundation and also the root cause of why did we start to think about something like this. So basically, years ago, back in the 2006 timeframe, 2005, 2006, 2007, we were working in Dubai and doing project management training and consultancy across the GCC and even outside. And some of the things we've noticed during that period, and even from before, from my prior experience in the US, is a high rate of project and project management failure. And notice here, I distinguish between projects failure and project management failure, because a project could fail to meet the project management cost and schedule and other parameter. However, it still can produce some profit, and therefore organization might consider it a project. Or on the opposite, a project could have perfect success in the area of project management, delivered on time and on budget, yet it fails to meet the business objective. So when we look at the project success, SUCAD have we developed a model years ago called the 4 dimension of project success. And maybe we can have a dedicated webinar on that topic in the future. In the meantime, basically what we're saying, what triggered all of this years ago is a high rate of failure. And again, this was in all domain, in government and infrastructure and capital project and technology project and software and defense industry. Everywhere we looked, we've seen a high rate of failure. Obviously, in some cases, if we look at some of the reports from Oxford University, they claim only 0.5% of project achieve their cost, schedule, and business objective. If we look on capital projects, mega project, maybe 35% are successful. Unfortunately, we don't have a common definition of success and a common way to measure success or failure. As a result, we can see data and statistics all over the place, and often enough, if there's no explanation of what are those numbers mean, we can't really tell what the guys are talking about or the studies that are being published. So when we start looking at project failure, we notice one of the reasons or symptoms is basically gaps in practice. PMI and PMP were becoming quite popular. However, as a result of that, basically, we've seen a lot of focus on certification, yet many executives kept telling us, we still don't know how to manage project. Why? Because many people were using guide like the PMBOK guide and ISO and others as methodologies where they were not methodology. So we start to explore what are the gaps in practice. Obviously, lack of formally well-defined systems or method in project management. That was one of we felt it's a symptom. So then we said, what are the root causes? And when we start to look at the root causes, and I maybe I can summarize this in one word: culture. And basically, what I mean here in this case, the absence of project management culture. Again, what does that mean? Well, we hear a lot of executive professional societies telling us project management is important. Everybody wants certification, conferences, event, all over the place on project management because project management is important. Yet, we don't see project management as a formal organization function in organization. We don't see project management department. We don't see project management division. We might see some PMOs in some organization, yet many PMOs don't have a good history. So it's clear that we have what we call the knowing doing gap. We talk big, we talk about the value and the importance of project management, yet we don't carry out specific action to help project management. Actually, it's getting to the point today where project management is becoming a bad word. And we've had even argument and debate with PMI on this topic that, when we start to focus too much on agility and business agility and leadership, we don't even talk about project management anymore, right? Why? Because often enough, project management has become common or synonym almost to failure. I mean, you mentioned the word project today, and many people react, well, we most likely will be behind schedule or over budget or will fail to achieve something. So unfortunately, we don't have a good story. And as a result of that, I think we are suffering in the project management, and that's contributing to a higher degree of failure. So as a root cause, organization executive have not realized or recognized or formalized or accepted project management as a strategic core function within the organization. Now, we can debate this, and we'll probably have a specific webinar on this topic maybe in July or August. But so that definitely is a major area. So as we were doing this, we identified the need. And the need was that, well, we need OPM system, we need methods. However, those OPM system or methodologies, it has to be tailorable, the ability to tailor it, basically, which mean what I'm using the terminology nowadays called respecting the diversity of the industries that are using project management. Right? Because project management is not the same everywhere. Yes, we have a lot of common processes, but from one organization or one type of organization, one industry to another, there are significant differences. And if we don't pay attention to them, often enough, that's contributing to failure. Now, an OPM system or method must be built on a foundation of people, processes, and technology. These are the areas we continue to emphasize since we started working on something like this back in 2006 and 2007. At that time, in 2007, we came up with a solution that we called it the customizable and adaptable methodology for managing project. We started to do more training about it. We started to do writing articles about it, publishing videos, and it became, and when we were basically in the GCC in West Asia, we experienced a high degree of interest in that domain. And as a result of that, we felt like, okay, that's good. So we kept, but however, in those early years, from 2007 until about maybe 2018, so for about 11 years, our focus was mostly on publishing articles or books or ebooks or videos or courses. But we did not do much more about that. And that brought us into founding Uruk Project Management. In 2018, 2019 timeframe, I was basically still working between our company in Dubai, and we have a branch in Lebanon. And I came to the point and said, look, I've had enough. Maybe what I should do, I should continue to focus. So this is, again, a bit personal as well in relationship to our history. Either I will basically semi-retire and maybe just do spot consultancy or training a couple of days a month. I was living in Lebanon. My children future education is secured. I've saved enough money for them. So basically just take it easy, relax, focus on doing 2-3 day consultancy or training a month, continue to write and publish, and become basically an independent consultant, driving new content and new research and new innovation into the project management community. So that was, at that time, I was considering that route. And literally, I was shutting down Dubai and actually moving to implement the route of enjoying myself, enjoying my family, vacationing. Obviously, this picture is in Petra. If somebody don't know Petra, vacationing, relaxing, writing, publishing, have fun, right? And be there for my family. However, few people who worked with me before or have read my books or have taken training with me, they came back and said, Munir, that doesn't make sense. I felt I was, getting old. You're still young. We need to do something. Why don't we take the concept you worked on and you publish and you develop and work our way toward the summit? And obviously these are my words, but the idea was taking a hard, long road or a journey toward delivering excellence in project management, and by taking the knowledge and the experience and what we have developed and put it into a digital solution. So basically using all that expertise and put it into a digital solution that can help organization do whatever. And I will highlight what on that whatever a little bit later. And obviously that's tough because not easy to do a startup at 57. I was 57 years old. A technology startup required a lot of hard work, required a lot of money. And obviously I'm not a technology guy. I'm originally a civil engineer. So we tried for many years to set up, actually before 2018, we were trying to set up doing a CAMMP app. However, we were struggling with, the startup ecosystem in Lebanon and Dubai was not really that good. Getting funding, it wasn't easy because companies were looking at us as a service provider, not as a technology startup. So basically we said, look, we have to, if we want to do this, we need to collect some money from those who are interested, at least to come up with some basic initial funding to start. And with that, we made a decision that I'll come back to the US and launch SUCAD Corp, ultimately Uruk Project Management in the US, and we registered in June 2019. And that was the start of our journey. So why the Uruk Platform? Why did we want to do the Uruk Platform? The ultimate objective, obviously, is to help organization deliver value to shareholder and stakeholder. Somebody else, maybe from an investor, that's my perspective, right? So my ultimate objective, remember, because I was at semi-retirement, I was happy money-wise. I don't care about money. I have enough to secure my children's future. I have enough to enjoy my life. I don't need to do something for money. Or at least I am not money-driven person as a person, my characteristic. So my ultimate objective was, I'm sick and tired of product failures. We need to help organization deliver value to their shareholder and stakeholder. Now, obviously, why Munir? Why us? Because we felt, and those who believed in the vision and they became initial co-founders with us, believe that what we have is definitely of significant value and it doesn't exist in the market. So my personal objective, and here I will talk about my personal objective and then I'll talk about us as a company, is obviously to help these organizations. Why I want to help them do this? Because maybe I can incentivize them to direct some of those monies they can save toward community project, toward working in least developed countries, toward children education, women empowerment, do social good. How can we transform? And ultimately, my personal objective, and I'll share that openly with you, is that, and potentially it could be sooner than later, where we will launch a foundation in support of Uruk or independent of Uruk to basically do these kind of things, right? So we use our passion for project management and expertise toward social good, toward society, toward humanity. What can we do? Now, obviously, we can decide on what Munir can do. I cannot definitely, I cannot demand that from my co-founder. I cannot demand that from my customer. However, I will do my best to help incentivize our shareholders and our customers in diverting some of those money toward social good. How successful we will be, I don't know. Maybe in the next few months, you will hear me talk more and more and more about this, and hopefully we can get somewhere. Although at this time, our focus as a startup is to get our product in the market and start generating revenue. Otherwise, if we don't have revenue, we cannot help our customers, we cannot sustain, we cannot continue, and we'll never be able to do these things. Now, of course, as a startup, from investor perspective, some of them might share my belief, right? But I know general, especially when we get to angel investors and venture capital, many of those, their focus is on obviously generating profit. And as a technology startup focusing on an area that is missing in the market, we believe the potential for the future is huge. Anyway, that I know let's not convert this into a pure marketing presentation. Let's continue. So what we started June 12, 2019. We officially registered the company in the US, in Delaware, and in Texas. And we kicked off here with my eldest son, Sumar, was with me. We went to Florida to Neville Godholz as our co-founder as well. He was a co-founder. And Neville and I were basically among the 15 co-founders that we had at that time. We're the only two working founders, where I was focusing on the business and project management, and he was focusing on software development. So basically, in July 2019, we kicked off. Unfortunately, everybody knows, late in 2019, COVID hit. It wasn't as severe in the US yet, but by January, February timeframe, it became severe even in the US. Neville had a lot of old military injuries. So they were starting to catch up with him, and he couldn't get the immediate medical care because of COVID. And so on left, and it was life-threatening issue. Many hospitals were not going to treat some old pain and injuries. And unfortunately, a few months later, we lost Neville. And just for the record, Neville he's the one who came up with the name Uruk, because the company name was Sukat, as many of you know. And in his honor, we kept the name, even though many times some shareholders and some even advisor, they were asking us to change the name, and we did not. So I am a civil engineer again. Neville was the technical brain, and because he was working on his own, and he got ill, we really could not do much technology-wise, but where to go next? I have no idea about software development. I've lost my technology partner. And so where to go? Shut down. That was the dominant answer at that time. We were almost shutting down. But then later on, we said, look, is it possible that we can still salvage and save this company? And the answer was yes. However, we need some help. So I had some help from Jad Hajjabed. He was working with me in Lebanon in the past, and he is also one of our friends and shareholders. He helped me with putting a technical specs. And the only option was to go out and to find someone who's willing to partner with us to do the development. And we found the company iVolo in Lebanon, and to restart. So it took some time, summer 2019, 20, fall. And around the end of 2020, we agreed with iVolo to start working. And in February 21, so a little bit more than 2 years ago, we restarted the software development part of Uruk. And so basically, although officially in a couple of weeks, we would be 4 years old, in reality, the real work is happening over the last 24, 26 months or so. So what's the platform? And so why, what, and who about the platform? Well, the platform is a software as a service enterprise solution for businesses and government that enable organization to lead technically all type of project. It's not only capital intensive project. Technically, we can use Uruk, and I will highlight I will touch on that in a couple of slides. However, our initial focus from a business perspective as a company, we are targeting the capital intensive project industry. And the reason for that is because these are the ones who understand this type of methodology the best, and their projects are quite large. So even if we can save a company with $100 million capital budget 1%, that's $1 million. That's significant saving. If we can save them only 1%, and we are absolutely sure we can save them more than 1% in the first year, and definitely much more later. So it's a SaaS, so enterprise solution. And if we look at basically, if I go down to the bottom here, bottom left, we believe we are mission driven, aiming to transform the practice from technical project management to product and value delivery. Our platform provide significant collaboration and help with capital efficiency. So I just summarize them with few words each. Mission driven, breaking the silos of organization, and capital efficacy in organization. Help organization, basically in other words, help organization make better decision about the project they want to pursue. And once they decide on what to pursue, help them do it well, right? As we transform the practice of project management while respecting our diversity. Now, I keep saying while respecting our diversity, that's maybe my fancy term for tailoring, right? And I will emphasize that in a second. So why we believe Uruk Platform is a fantastic solution. We had done a webinar, and there was an hour recording on this on our YouTube channel. You can find it, and if you want to get into more detail. However, quickly, what we're saying is that we are not a tool, we are a solution, because we have built-in processes, system, the methods inside the platform. So built-in organizational system, a product delivery focus rather than task management focus, highly adaptive and customizable. And when we say adaptive, that means it can be used in different industry for different type of project, and it's scalable for different size and complexity of the project, including innovation and innovation framework. Highly facilitate the building of the competent and winning culture. What do we mean here? We need to focus also not only to provide the technology and the system and the process, we also want to help with the people aspect. Remember, people, processes, technology, right? We are building the technology, we are building the processes. How can we influence the people aspect? And how can we influence? By providing we embed a lot of knowledge sharing inside the platform. We have a knowledge portal inside the platform as well. And there are community forum, and if people choose to participate in it. And finally, it's quick implementation at low cost. If an organization want to implement the PMO and the PMO want to implement the process, usually that takes months to more than a year, and could cost hundreds of thousands, if not more than $1 million. In our situation, we can either give the organization our built-in system, or we can build the system for them in a matter of days. If a client have a process, we can take their process and build it into the Uruk platform. So we can give them the Uruk platform highly customized and tailored and adapted to their own type of project and work within hours or days, and with minimum initial cost. The only initial cost is their subscription cost. So we can even do the tailored method for them free of charge as part of a package, right? And that, so in a way, in other words, instead of having to wait months or year and hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then potentially the project could fail or succeed, they can start immediately within a week they can start using, and some of them can use it immediately upon subscription. They can go in and start using the existing system. But what we're saying, within a week, if they want to build their own tailored process. Now, remember we said earlier, our focus on capital project. This is from Uruk management perspective. When I'm talking to potential client right now, my focus is typically on the capital project. Again, because we can produce high, the saving, even if 1% could be significant. However, the Uruk platform is suitable for capital project, for technology project. We are already using the Uruk platform on our software project. We will start to use it on academic project, on capstone project, student project, basically 1 year long student project. And of course, it can be used. We've used it on an event organizing. I've used, not Uruk, before Uruk, the CAMMP methodology on writing and publishing books, developing website. Of course, all of that could be done inside the Uruk platform using the tailored method and concept. Let me pause for a second. Any question? Okay. Then what exists today? Let's talk about what exists today. And our vision is to build something called the integrated portfolio management. So what exists today, we have the project management component element of the platform, which is in two parts, and I will share more on the other slide. We have in the PM function, we have the project level, some basic simplified module built in. And we have built in the initial version of the program management element. And you notice, and of course, on the left here, we have built the administrative community and knowledge portal already. So whatever you can read here, we have built already. And what's hidden behind these gray areas is what we are to do in the near future. And I will cover later in this session. Now, if we expand on that, what is a project management element? So when we say the word element is basically technically Uruk platform is a suite of application. You need to think about it as a group of different software combined and integrated into one solution. So we call each one of those software element. So we have the project management element, we have the program management element. So that is like, again, it's software by itself. However, it integrates with all the other elements. So the what can we do within the project management element? We can manage the entire life cycle. Whatever that life cycle we build, we can manage it. It's a stage gate process. We manage every stage because every stage has to be managed using concept like the process group from ISO and PMI. We can use it with agile or traditional development. So whenever it comes to the actual development of the product, we can use the traditional approach or the agile approach. All of that is built in and available today, right? It has built-in tailored method. As of last week, we have reached 52 methods built into the system. They are built-in template. They are shared file we develop and we include. You can download them and share them, or you can actually use them inside the platform. We have performance chart and dashboard. We have reporting built in. We have a project success module. We have a captured lessons module. Now, some of these modules are simplified. Some of them are fully developed. We have a sustainability module developed in partnership with Green Project Management. We have task management. These are the things that we need to manage the project method, the life cycle method. On top of that, we have the program management. So we built the program management as well. And this is a high-level view of our program lifecycle. We have built simplified function for the scope, cost, schedule, earned value, communication. All of these are built. However, they are built as extremely simplified to generate performance chart. Now, in the upcoming work, we are going to revamp all of these modules, and we will be building actually 27 modules related to this. You will see them in a minute. Some screenshot from, because we don't have time to do a demo today, some screenshot of what you have. If you come to the Uruk home, you will see something like this. Obviously, portfolio management is slightly grayed. which means it's not active yet. We hope we will be able to start working on it before the end of the year. However, everything else is there. Project setup or program setup would have a template like this. So all the templates are built in. Again, project setup and the program setup will be quite similar. We have the ability to select the tailored method, which I'm not showing. However, this is an example of a tailored method that we were playing with recently for capstone project. Basically, these are student projects. They work on project for a year, and they will actually have to produce a prototype. So these are actually real product development project, and they're producing hardware. And of course, the hardware, like robotics, they need software. Right now, we are in discussion for potential partnership with the university as a grant to do capstone project to support the student project over the full year, where we'll be able to use the Uruk platform. So that is a grant because that is part of our vision and mission. Remember, I talked about community. Although we are startup and we are just going to market right now, we are already working on community project. And I know I've heard it in the past. Some people say, Munir, you must be crazy, right? Because you are still a startup. You don't have a lot of money. You are actually fundraising. But this is a core value for us. Community. We deliver on what we promise. And so this is an example of a tailored method. When we met with the universities, they recommended to make some changes to it. So before we launch this program with the university, we will actually modify this life cycle. Now, when we say tailoring, what does it mean? The life cycle will be tailored. Every stage have an output. Every stage have an output that output, that deliverable, that template is tailored. We can customize it to make it fit exactly what the client need. Everything, we have a gate, and every gate have a criteria. And all of these are tailored within hours or days. This is why technically with a client, we can give them exactly what they're looking for at this level. Obviously, if they have much deeper level, that become a definitely much tougher situation. But in terms of the life cycle, how the life cycle would look like, how many stages, the name of the stages, the number of gate, the stage output, the deliverable for every stage, the stage gate criteria, all of that is tailored to fit a customer need and expectation. In addition to this, the PM function I shared with you earlier, scope, cost, schedule management, they are built in already, but as simplified. Performance chart, as you can see, these are just an example of what we call the dashboard summary, but there are other charts as well. Each one of these charts could be expanded, and you can see from the symbol here, you could zoom in, zoom out, and print, export, whatever you need. There are about 35 charts built into the system already. And as we add more functionalities and more PM function, we will be adding more and more. That is what exists today. Now, the near term, what are we doing next? What we're doing next is taking those PM function and action and convert them into fully developed modules. And there are, if you want to count, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there are 27 modules here. And we divide them into 4 groups where we would work on enhancing some of, like, for example, if we look at the first one, top left, sustainability and task management, those are good shape today. Maybe we will not do anything with them, but maybe there will be some minor modification to them. So those maybe within an hour, within a few days, we can resolve those. Team management, we have some issue management. We want to add the other functionalities, the workflow, the template. For some of these, we're not built yet. We will build them. So to make it where each one of these modules, it become like a mini application, right? Again, many of those are already built in, but some of them are in good shape. Some of them are extremely simplified. We hope within a year, or our plan, not hope, our plan is within a year, potentially starting this summer and starting in July this year. Potentially by this time or June of next year, we should have at least most of these are ready, either built in. Again, I emphasize a point here, either we build them inside the platform or we integrate with someone else. For example, schedule. We're not going to build an NMS project inside the platform, right? We might build a simplified milestone schedule inside the platform. However, for critical path analysis, heavy project and heavy schedule, we already integrate with MS Project, and potentially we could integrate with Primavera, right? Other things, for example, maybe risk management. Maybe we know already of some vendors out there that have good risk management tool. So maybe instead of developing risk management ourselves, we integrate with them, right? So basically what we're looking for is to make sure the Uruk platform is highly integrated solution where we have a lot of the concept module are built inside Uruk or could integrate in, with other tools. So an executive doesn't need to go through 5 tools, or a company doesn't need to have 10 tools to use to manage project. I'm just recently talking to a major oil and gas company, and they told me they have like over 100 tools they use. Now, I don't know if we can replace those 100 tools, but I'm sure probably at least 10, 20, 30 of them could be inside the Uruk platform, and the rest will integrate. However, the importance of integrating inside Uruk is that when an executive in real time, wherever they are, on vacation, at home, at work, on any device, they will be able to access and see how the entire portfolio is performing, and they can zoom in on every project in real time in total transparency without having to ask for a report and wait for the report and maybe somebody manipulate those reports. This is real time, totally transparent, synchronized across project, program, and portfolio. Future, and I'll come to close with this. Obviously, I'm not going to talk a lot in here because some of it we still like to keep confidential. However, in general, you've seen this before. As a concept, we want to reach integrated portfolio management. Now, what does it mean? That means the project management element is complete, which is already. Notice here the program management. I don't know if you remember the earlier slide. In program management, it was showing only program project, the top left. And we will add 2 more, which mean, what does it mean? Right now, basically, some people define program as a group of projects only. Some of them define program as a group of projects with some tasks. But however, we also have programs that are kind of an initiative that are ongoing every year and they repeat every year. We will build that inside the platform. And of course, we could have a program that have the blend of these two. That's there. On portfolio side, we have many areas here as well. And basically, I mean, you see 5 boxes here. And at this time, our vision, there will be about 13 modules here. So basically, by the time we are all said and done with this picture, is that there are potentially 50 to 60 modules built into the platform. It's like, again, like 50 or 60 mini apps integrated into one solution. And on the right side, obviously, when we come to project management function, scope, cost, schedule, it will be at all levels, at the stage level, at the project level, at the program level, and at the portfolio level. That's the vision for the integrated portfolio management, which we hope we will be able to achieve within the next 18 months, or maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. All depend on funding and fundraising and how fast can we go. Then the next level will be going to a one higher level. Now, if you notice here, you have the orange is we built already, but we call them supporting element. We have the green, these are the core element, and they are built already. However, they need some of part like PM function, as we said, they need to be improved. Portfolio management we will build next, and governance. And then we will add organizational integration, such as link to strategic plan, idea management. There are a lot of things that could happen here, some specialization. So ultimately, within the next 2 to 3 years, we could have not. This is why we keep saying the Uruk platform is not a tool; it's a comprehensive solution for management of project today and program today. Tomorrow, meaning in the next few months, it will also handle all the PM function. Then we will be able to do full integrated portfolio management. And then we go toward the integrated business solution. This is the long-term vision for building the platform. What I did not say here is embedding things, the latest technology, including artificial intelligence, or I like the term actually AI to mean augmented intelligence and other things. And I'm already actually talking to people about potentially rolling that out and to start embedding AI into everything that we have built so far and everything we will be building in the future. Obviously, again, some of the stuff require a huge investment, so we will need to improve, start getting revenue and partners and investors. And with this, I will stop here. Obviously, you can find us on social media as Uruk PM on LinkedIn or Twitter. If you search on Uruk PM, you will find us. Or if you want to find me personally, Munir Ajam. Again, LinkedIn, Twitter. Our company commercial website is urukpm.com, and our platform is urukplatform.com. The only thing I want to say at this point in time is that you can actually access urukplatform.com today and even get a trial plan. And with this, I will stop here. And before I stop sharing, at least if somebody wants to refer me to a slide, we can take questions.
Hello, Uruk. Hi, this is Manny. How are you? It's nice to see you in this presentation.
Thank you.
Met you in the PM presentation last year, December.
Yeah.
Great. It was a pleasure meeting you. I commend you for the presentation and the effort that you have done. It seems fantastic. And I think that you are in the right direction, also engaging universities so that you could have training of these future managers is important for the project to move forward, for the platform and everything. So thank you very much for the presentation. I love it. And I'll leave the floor for somebody else. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny. Thank you very much. Thank you for attending as well. I'll stop sharing. If somebody wants me to go back, I can go back.
One more question. How long do you think that it will, how long more do you think will take to have the program and the portfolio finally built?
The program we are already, the initial version of the program management is already built, and we are already using it right now. But I mean, it's still, obviously, I love to be always honest and transparent. Basically, we are using the platform today for managing project, and we're using the platform for managing a program. I already have 2 internal programs that I'm using, I'm managing. However, obviously, as a new software solution, it's early adapter version. That means, we still are encountering either bugs to fix, and usually they are minor and they are quickly fixable, and enhancement. So we continue to enhance on a regular basis.
Great, thank you. I also believe that the AI idea and the risk management are fantastic. Good luck with that. That's a great add-on if you could accomplish that one as well. Thank you.
Yeah, over the last few days, I was at UT Dallas PM Symposium, and yesterday I was attending a webinar with the PMI chapter in Germany, and AI is becoming dominant. I've already had an interview with someone, I'm not gonna mention names or anything like this, and potentially to join us to help us implement the technology. Because right now what I have the development team, but I don't have a technology expert on my team. So I've interviewed someone and potentially that has worked with one of the top software companies in the world, and potentially to join us to lead to help us in at least a couple of areas. What we met a couple of days ago and definitely showing high interest. She showed high interest in joining, and basically now the next step I need to go to sit down with her more and to show her the platform inside and out. So basically we can hopefully reach a conclusion to join us, and that basically she could help us lead the a lot of the AI areas, because it's becoming huge. It's becoming literally huge. And now it's not something in the future anymore. It's happening now.
That's right. That's right. I already started teaching my students with AI.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a game changer.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, sometimes we think of AI is that as, ChatGPT, right? But it's much, much, much more powerful than this. That at least what exists already, right? And we're not talking about the future development. I mean, people are so scared of it right now. They're saying we need to hold development because it's going too fast for people to catch up. So, and we're already formulating a lot of ideas how and where we can implement AI inside the platform. We just need two things. We need a person to help me lead it, and we need money.
Yeah.
I think that's the ultimate problem, right? Anyone else?
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Munir. Appreciate it. It was a great presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll give everybody another chance, a few more minutes. We have two more webinar coming, one in early June and one, they're all related. So these are the three webinar we're launching. They are actually a little bit more of, I would say, commercial. I consider them marketing because we are promoting, obviously, the platform. Next one, we will focus a lot on tailoring. So in the next webinar, we'll go into significant discussion on how we tailor and how does tailoring work inside the Uruk platform. And then the one at the end of June will be focusing on a topic similar to what I presented at the UT Dallas 2 days ago. And just happened today or yesterday, I was invited, and today we're formalizing an announcement, should be coming out today probably. The PMI Germany chapter also invited me to speak. So I will be speaking, I think June 6th. So probably 2 days before our next webinar. No, our next webinar, I believe, is the 14th of June. So June 6th, we'll be delivering a webinar to the PMI Germany chapter on something similar to what I presented at UT Dallas the other day. So technically, there are 3 webinars coming up that I know of as of today. June 6th with PMI Germany, June 14 here on our own account, and June 28 here as well. And all that information we will be sharing on social media as well.
Fantastic. Thank you. I will be attending the conference, the meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Last counting down, any questions? Last minute.